there, Aries. Welcome to your end of February 2025 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. And speaking of updates, I just wanted to give you an update. If you're watching this for, because you like the tarot, I have a new channel that I'm going to be posting, at least temporarily, my tarot readings. And, I'm not saying that it'll be permanent, but I'll put the how you spell it. It's Sag, and I change it all the time. It's kind of cheesy. Sag Virgo Chick Tarot. I might change it. Who knows? I might change it tomorrow. But the reason I'm doing this is because I believe my channel has been shadow banned since 2019, and I did a little test last summer with this new channel just to see. And I wasn't even, being very consistent because I didn't want to make all these videos for two channels. So I just did it. And I got like 1,000 views, 1,200, I think one even got close to 2,000. I wonder if they know that it's me, and so they're kind of shadow banning that. Who knows? Maybe I'll start a new channel. But I mean, this began in 2019. I'm not going to go into the long story about it, but in any case, this stuff is real. People have been deplatformed. I mean, it's taken that far, and so it is what it is. And also, I just figure that some people may just like astrology and some people may just like tarot, and they don't want to have to receive the videos from the tarot if they like astrology and vice versa. So it could be that too. So I just want to let you know. And if you want to subscribe to that channel, you can, whatever. All right. Picking an additional card. I'm going to cut the cards here and pick a couple of cards. Okay. Well, this reading is very interesting. I think I'll tell you what I think is going on here, because there are a lot of challenging cards. And just in general, astrologically, that's one of the things that I like to do when I do tarot readings is link it to the current energies, the astrological energies. And right now, we are at the tail end of Aquarius season. So we're about to enter the Pisces season during the last half of this month. And there are some major players in Pisces as well that will be going into your sign. I'm going to do a separate video, an astrological video on how that's going to affect each sign. But this is like a phenomenal experience because that's the end of you could even say the end of the Piscean age. Now that both of those, Saturn and Neptune, will be going back into Pisces at the end of, towards the end of the year, but them both going into Aries, I mean, it just has this very new, fresh energy. And for you, this is going from the 12th house to the first. So there's that karmic, what we would call that karmic residue, which is really at this point very heightened. And when in the second half of this month, when the sun goes into the 12th house, this can be a time when a lot of those old ghosts and, things that are left undone, maybe of the past cycle, the past 12 months or so before your solar return in late March or in April, that these things are kind of getting, phased out. But it's like when you're if you have a cold, it has to come to a head, and sometimes it festers, The heart of the matter is the Three of Swords. This is a card of heartbreak. So, for some, it can be a three-party situation, but it can be something like, whether it's being rejected in love or being rejected, I would say more likely feeling rejected on the job, didn't get the promotion, didn't get the position that you thought you wanted, or that you thought you deserved, maybe you thought you earned it, or something along those lines. But it could be a three-party situation too. In the past position, we have the Eight of Swords, which is a card that is associated with, to me, this is a card of indoctrination, having negative self-talk, they call it sometimes, where you hold yourself back through the things that you're saying that have, a lot of times they've been programmed into us by, could be well-intentioned people, or it could be malicious people deliberately trying to wound. But it's something that is coming perhaps from an outer source and is not really a part of you, but you've taken it in, you've kind of believed it, and therefore it holds more power because of that. The higher message is the Tower of Reversed. So, the Tower, to me, especially, can be situations with the eclipses where it's like at a certain point, something that, especially if, people have not made any kind of moves to do something that they need to do in their life, and they resist change, that it happens regardless. Aries isn't a sign that I typically associate with this, but remember that all Aries are not the same. Some are very close to Pisces, some are very close to Taurus, and some have inner planets in either one of those signs or in both of those signs, and that will make them more sensitive or more resistant to change, or just reluctant to experience change. So, learning how to embrace these kinds of things is very important, because you're going to have a solar eclipse in your sign. It'll be the last one in the series, Aries. And this is going to be forward movement. So the more you can let go of dead wood, dead weight, things that are holding you back, the better, even if it's painful, even if it feels like your heart is being ripped out. It's simply time. What crosses you is the Ten of Wands, and this is the card of, the burdens of success. This is what it is called in one of the books I have, The Burdens of Success. I really like that, because this can be that somebody's a workaholic, they're working too hard, and that has weakened them. And I want to say that it's interesting, because we are going to have a lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 14th, and this will be in your house of work. So this could be something that you're even experiencing now. Sometimes the eclipses work like that, where they're actually seen before the actual date. So the thing is that you might be trying too hard because you're ambitious and you want to get ahead, but what it's only doing is it's bogging you down even further, because you might be in a wrong job and you're trying so hard because for some reason you think you're supposed to be there, and the signs are all around you that perhaps that's not the case. So, if somebody takes on responsibility that belongs to somebody else, that's on them. I mean, it might be a nice gesture, but it could be something that ends up working against you. You have to look after yourself too. And, the same thing applies in personal relationships. The fact that a person tries to be everything to somebody else, indispensable to their life, and then that person ends up taking from them far too much, and it's a one-sided relationship. We have to know when to, it's kind of like this is a card of boundaries. We have to know when to give and when to pull back and let that other person do for themselves. That's very important. What's coming in is the King of Swords. This is a card of extreme detachment. Sometimes this can be a card of like the legal system, a judge. So if I look at it at this, let me say something. If I look at it in terms of a marriage that has gone awry, maybe your partner cheated on you and you found it hard to leave. Um, you were trapped in the fears of being alone because that's something that's been conditioned into you and you can't seem to escape it. Well, um, the Tower card can be like waiting too long until the shit hit the fan, and then everything was very messy because it was there wasn't proper maintenance along the way, and it just, the pressure kept, it was a powder keg, and it just and that part of that problem is taking responsibility for someone else who has to share dedication to that relationship. So maybe you realize that it's a dead end and you're going to seek a divorce. For other people, it can be emotionally removing yourself from this scenario so that you stop hurting. It it doesn't mean that we lose our sense of feelings altogether, but in this particular situation, you may need to just like completely um, pull the plug on your emotions so that you can actually move forward, because you may be so emotionally invested in it that it's very difficult for you to do so. The outcome, this was reversed, is the Nine of Wands. I would say be careful, especially during Venus retrograde. If you're like estranged from someone right now, we're going to have a Venus retrograde starting on the 1st of the month in your sign, too. And a Mercury retrograde mid-month in your sign, Aries. And those two can both produce people from your past. You could let your guard down. That's what the Nine of Wands reverse can show. And that can be problematic. I picked additional cards. I feel like picking another one. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Maybe bad timing is plaguing you as well, and you're impatient. You're an Aries, so you want things to go according to your desires instead of what is for the highest good. And like, yeah, right now, I mean, until like at least mid-April, but actually mid-May is even better, when we're really going to be through with retrograde shadow energy. It may feel like everything's up in the air. It's not that you can't do anything, but it may feel like you can't really gain any traction. King of Cups in reverse. Be careful about a water sign person. Cancer, hello. That might be somebody that you find yourself with. Cancer. I'm so spaced because it's the morning. I'm just like, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, one of those signs. They may be manipulative. They may be, maybe this is someone who is an alcoholic and they are cheating because they don't have that sense of control over themselves. And they may even say, I'm an alcoholic. That's really brilliant of people with addictions to just say, hey, you know what? I'm an addict, because then they realize, hey, I'm admitting I have a problem, and then I can keep doing what I'm doing. So you have to be the ultimate decider of what you're willing to put up with. So I'm going to cut these cards and just pick the one off the top here, Four of Wands. Okay, I'm not going to say it in a predictive sense. I'm going to say it in a what if sense. This is a card of a new home. So this could be like if you decide to live apart from somebody who is causing you a lot of pain. Wands is fire energy, and fire energy is very enthusiastic. If you are the kind of person who has found yourself, Aries, in a relationship where you don't, um, feel, what's that word, reluctant to go home at night. You dread it. It could be because your relationship really sucks. And you have to ask yourself, like, what price is it to feel like the Four of Wands upright? What price would you pay for that? Is it worth sacrificing your peace of mind to just have a partner that is not compatible, harmonious with you, just to have that person there? Or is it better to be alone and to be at peace? And if you have children, how about how they are experiencing things? So it's one of those kinds of questions that you have to ask yourself. So that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double readings. Actually, I even have a triple reading, but probably the most popular one is my natal chart interpretation plus transits for the upcoming 12 months. That's called my deep dive. But I've been getting a lot of combo platters lately, and that's, you can choose between natal chart analysis or transits for the upcoming 12 months plus a full-length tarot reading. Want all three? I have it's called the whole enchilada, and I have individual readings with all of those various readings. I also have career life path reading, love reading. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.